The moment everything changed for me was when a luxury magazine asked one simple question: where did you train? And even though my work was in top wedding magazines and on wedding TV, and even though I was one of only 2 wedding cake suppliers to the Ritz Hotel Mayfair in London, that question planted the seed of imposter syndrome. Hi, I'm Janet Mohapi-Banks, and I'm a best-selling author for my book Habits for Happiness and a transformational happiness coach for high achievers and soul seekers who wake up feeling empty despite their outward success. Using my unique methodology, the Mohapi Method to More, which includes neuroscience, psychology, spirituality, and manifestation techniques, I've helped thousands of high achievers go from burnout and dissatisfaction to living a life that truly does feel as good as it looks. So if you'd like a taste of how my work can help you too, I invite you to join me in my free 14-day mini course, Rewire Your Brain for Happiness. You'll find the link in the description. You see, I never saw myself as someone who strived or hustled. My previous business didn't start from pressure, it started from love and joy. I made a birthday cake for my son's 4th birthday, and I absolutely adored the process. And other people loved the cake and started asking me to make cakes for their children's birthdays too. And what followed was pure flow. I got referrals, I got clients, and when I outgrew children's cakes because I got bored of making like Power Rangers and Upsy Daisy, I shifted into high-end wedding cakes so I could explore and express my creativity. But there was no forcing, there was no hustle. It was just passion and art and just joy. And the business grew naturally and really, really fast. Before I knew it, I was featured in luxury wedding magazines. I was on wedding TV, and people would literally gasp when I walked into events. But I still didn't feel like I'd arrived. And it all shifted in that one interview. I was speaking to a huge luxury online magazine, and they asked, "Where did you train?" And the truth was, I hadn't. I was completely self-taught, and they put that in the article too. And up until that moment, I felt really proud of that. But the question planted a seed, and it grew into outrageous imposter syndrome. I started questioning everything. Like, was I really good enough? Were my cakes really good enough? Did I really belong in these circles? And was somebody about to find me out? And from that point, I wasn't creating to express anymore. I was creating to protect everything I had, to protect the image, the reputation, and the success. And that shift from joy to fear was subtle, but it was everything. I was still doing the work, still delivering excellence, but my energy had flipped and I hadn't even realized it. Now, to the outside world, I looked like the model of success, but I was utterly exhausted. I was working 36-hour stretches without sleep to ensure that every cake was perfect and the freshest that it could possibly be. I was also raising 2 small children, and I was forcing myself to attend like really glamorous events I secretly didn't want to go to anymore. But I didn't think that I was burning out. I thought I was just committed. And that's the trap that so many high achievers fall into. We confuse fear for drive, and we confuse nervous system dysregulation for ambition. And we praise our ability to push through it all without ever asking if the pushing is killing us. And in my case, it literally was. Because one day my body really started speaking to me and I began vomiting. Not once, not occasionally, but every single day, multiple times a day. At the time, I didn't have a medical diagnosis or a solution, so I just did what I knew how to do, and that was to keep going, to keep pushing through the pain and ignoring the very obvious signs that I needed to stop or at least slow down. The final straw was when I vomited during a client tasting session. Something in me just finally broke, and I knew that I couldn't keep going on like this. That moment was the end of my business, and it happened just 18 months after I won a precious business award that I was so proud of. Eventually, I was diagnosed with a rare digestive disorder with the symptoms of gastroparesis and given a prognosis of a slow death by starvation. I was sick and pretty much bedridden for 5 years until I was healed by a chiropractor after exhausting everything that modern medicine had to offer. And during that time in bed, I got to understand what was really going on when I had my business and what had led me to my deathbed. And here's what I know now that I didn't know then. All of that pushing, that wasn't about ambition. It was all about fear. Fear of losing everything I'd built. Fear of being found out, fear of being seen but not being safe. And my body carried the cost of that. Now, the healing didn't just come from rest or the chiropractor. It came from rewiring the subconscious beliefs that told me that I had to earn my worth through achievement. It came from rebuilding a relationship with myself where I didn't have to prove anything to deserve love, where I could feel safe being successful without pushing to maintain it. And that's the work that I do with my clients now. I don't help you to chase more. I help you to uncover the truth that you're already enough so you can receive more without the chasing. Because working hard with that pushing energy isn't a personality trait. It's a nervous system survival response, and as such, it can be rewired. Now, if you recognize yourself in my story, and if you know that you've gone from being pulled by the love of what you do to pushing through the fear of losing what you've got, then I invite you to join me in my free 14-day mini course, Rewire Your Brain for Happiness. It's designed to help high achievers like you to feel safe in your success again, to release the fear and return to flow. You'll find the link in the description below. And if you've missed my previous video about why success can still feel empty even when you've done everything right, then click there to watch that next. All right, I look forward to seeing you in my community. And if I don't, just know that you've got this, and I'll see you next time. Bye.